rest.
Are y'all feeling that?
You're rocking with the best radio station on the planet, SDM Live Unplugged.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Crystal and Friends. This is your co-host Rosalind.
Jenny J. I'm
Crystal.
back. Hey,
my
Crystal.
I should have said Crystal P. I got it all wrong.
I was thinking about it too. Like, how do we miss the B?
So, ladies, what we talking about? I know you got all your good topics.
Well, tell them what the main topic about first.
Well, the main topic today is prenups. Should you or should you not get them? And how soon is too soon to move in with somebody? So, but we got to do your Crystal topics first.
All right. We only had 3 things before we get into our main topic. So one is a lot of people have been talking about Dr. Seuss. Now we know we all grew up. Oh, I can hear myself real good. Sorry. But we all grew up reading Dr. Seuss books.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us grew up watching them on TV and everything. Cat in the Hat and all that stuff. So it's been a lot of controversy over the fact that they pulled 6 of his books because of, I guess, racist. I don't know if it was the illustrations only or just some, a lot of racist stuff that was in the books. Mm-hmm. So they removed them from the shelves. And a lot of people are upset about that. They're like, well, we all grew up with Dr. Seuss. That doesn't make sense. Like people are just taking this stuff too far, blah, blah, blah. Like people are really upset about this. And it's like, at the end of the day, we know Dr. Seuss for Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Hams and all this other stuff, all his other books. But what a lot of people didn't realize is he used to do racist illustrations.
Make it make sense.
So with that being said, I guess there were certain things in a few of his books, a majority of them, I guess this racist stuff wasn't in it, but just certain little things that were culturally offensive to some.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they decided to remove those books. But then they were saying also how his family and even Dr. Seuss later on through years said that he, wasn't really happy with those particular books either because of some of the illustrations that he had put in them. And his family said that the same thing, basically, that they weren't too happy about those particular books. So when they decided to pull them, they said the family didn't have a problem with it.
Oh, if the family don't have a problem with it.
And it was books, I don't even think I've ever read those books. That they were talking about. So,
I read Dr. Seuss books and I maybe didn't really see racism as I was growing up. But now that I go back and look at some cartoons, I see racism in them too, which I didn't see as a kid. Now that I'm an adult and I'm like, oh my God, like really?
Yeah.
Like my kid was watching this, I was watching this, but I didn't pick up on it as a kid.
Yeah, because it's so different. When you're young, you don't really understand for the most part unless you've been mistreated by other people of a different race. You don't really understand what racism is.
Right.
You don't understand. So when you see it in books or on TV, a lot of times you don't get it until you're older. And then you realize like, oh, wow, like we used to enjoy this, but now you're looking at it like, what the heck? So it was just interesting, but I don't know. I hear people that get so upset about things like pulling those books about the Confederate statues being taken down. Like at some point, people have to understand this country rooted in racism, discrimination, segregation. This stuff has been going on far too long. And even to the point where we're in 2021 and it took to 2020 before you guys started actually renaming buildings that were named after racists.
I just found out why Cobo Hall is not Cobo Hall. I did not know. I did not know.
Yes.
I'm at the TCF.
Yes.
I didn't know.
So
he
was the mayor.
Oh, and he was racist?
Oh yeah, he was the mayor of Detroit, and he ran. His slogan was "Let's get the niggas out of Detroit and keep the niggas out of Detroit."
But Cobo Hall was Cobo Hall for so long. Wow.
I mean, and that's the issue. I think that's why people are having a hard time because it's been allowed for so long, and now they're trying to correct something that should have been corrected a long time ago, and it never should have happened.
Yes.
So
here we are. Absolutely.
Get the niggas out. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
But he won. That was the problem.
They gonna censor y'all for saying the N-word.
You can't say the N-word.
I don't know.
Oh, so we can't too late now. All right, so this is another one. I don't know if you guys saw the news. So 2 firemen got into accidents within a week of each other. 2 Detroit firemen, and both of them had been drunk and were behind the wheel on the way to calls.
They got stressful jobs.
But still,
no,
you have to set the bar.
Right. I heard they said that though.
But they drink a lot. Police drink a lot.
Yeah,
I get it, but you need to drink off the clock because you're there to help people. But you could have killed somebody.
True that, but sometimes people, when it's such a stressful job, like we're not firemen, we're not police officers, so we're not constantly going into stressful situations. And sometimes they probably need a drink to take the edge off.
Then they need a new profession. You have to.
Not saying that is okay.
Yeah, but then if you have to drink to go do your job, you might need another job, and especially when you got people lives in your hand. Would you want somebody doing heart surgery on you? Like, let me take these couple of shots to take the edge off.
But
you wouldn't want to go to. I wouldn't want to go to them if I knew.
And it's just because you take a drink don't mean you're intoxicated.
But yeah, they were drinking on the job.
They were both drunk.
Oh, and it's a difference between having a drink and being drunk.
Right?
He crashed into a car.
I mean, the problem is at the end of the day, I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're a fireman. I don't care if you're flying a plane, because they actually, I remember it was one story where the pilot was about to go fly the plane and he was drunk. Yeah. And they end up realizing how drunk he was before he got in the cockpit or got boarded the plane. Problem is, no matter how stressful, a lot of people think their jobs are stressful, and for them, it really is.
Right.
But there's no excuse for drinking, and then you're going to save somebody's life. Your life is the one that ended up, they end up both getting into accidents. One of them, I think if he had went a few more feet, he was going to be on the Lodge Freeway. Right. So it's like.
Now, I remember being younger, working at this restaurant, and me and my friends, we used to go to the liquor store. We used to have a little drink or whatever, but we was just serving food. We wasn't like saving nobody's life. I think it's a difference. It's like
I think we're minimizing.
I'm just saying. I'm being honest.
That it's just that they just decided to drink. If people have alcohol problems, it's not that easy as we're making it to be like, I'm not going to drink today. Or I'm not gonna drink.
But the one
at work,
they was at a retirement party and a promotion party, and I get you on the go, and you might have a drink, but you got drunk. Y'all got
because
drunk.
They may have a problem. So that's what I'm saying. The issue is not that they drank. Well, the issue is that they drank on the job. But why did they feel the need to drink in excess? I mean, that's the issue, that they drank to that they got drunk.
Yeah, but you got behind. This is the thing. You got behind the wheel of a fire truck ambulance.
I mean,
you could have killed somebody. You on the way to a run. What if this person is on the way to go try to save somebody else's life?
I get what you're saying,
but this wasn't their first time then, because you know what they say about people.
No, they said it was the second time.
But they always say it's like people do it like 100 times before you actually get caught drinking and driving. So this was their norm. They didn't expect for this to happen.
But, I mean, that's understandable, but it's still
you're a
firefighter. It's an issue.
I'm saying you're a firefighter. I don't know about the police. The police probably do it too. Mm-hmm. But we have to set a bar. Healthcare, we have to set a bar. Like, you can't do what everybody else do, jumping behind the wheel. you the people we call when we need help. Like,
or
you
you
have to
need
set
to
the bar.
have things in place for them if that, because the job is stressful, for them to talk about what's going on, to deal with the issues, because it's an alcohol issue.
So they need breathalyzers. And
I mean, at the end of the day, if they came to any profession and started dropping, you know how people will be out of jobs?
Yeah. I already
Doctors,
know.
nurses.
Oh, I know. They drug test you the first time. They don't drug
test they don't ever drop you again in professions.
And that's understandable. But at the end of the day, we all have to be accountable for ourselves. And what they did was reckless.
It was irresponsible.
It was dangerous, extremely irresponsible.
And
the other problem is, how are you at a party drinking and no one else noticed?
But so everybody else was drinking, Chris.
It doesn't matter.
But that's what I'm saying. If everybody else is drinking, why they gonna tell you? You
talking about a party. Every time you go to a party, everybody ain't drinking. It's still people there. It's still higher ups. So now, not only are they in trouble and suspended, the higher ups, they're investigating all of them because they were there and nobody said anything. Because again, we all know this is not the first party. This is not the first get together. This is not the first time that they've all been drinking. And nobody is holding anybody accountable
because it's a norm. They all do it. That's what I'm saying. This is their world.
I know.
So the issue is the alcohol, but why? You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than just, we drank and got behind the wheel.
I mean, but at the end of the day,
most people just don't drink and go to work.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put something into play because
they are now. They're doing
not one. I was like, okay, but the second one, I was like, we might have a problem here.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be very highlighted. I hate to say it because it did happen in Detroit, and they're gonna be the ones to take the heat. It could have happened in Southfield or other cities, and they would have swept it underneath the rug. But when it happened in the city,
but you hear
light is shining.
Every blue moon, you hear about like an off-duty officer getting a DUI or a fireman getting a DUI. So if they getting DUIs, then obviously there's a problem there.
Yeah,
and they're not just drinking when they're not at work.
Yeah, but I think this will cause every department, no matter what city, what state you're in, incidents like this will cause you to start really reevaluating everyone. And they were saying to the point where they may even have people start, I guess, stopping by and really checking and making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do. So I don't know. We'll see.
Did they hit anybody or what happened?
The first one, he actually ran into the car of I guess the family home he was trying to go to, and he slammed into their car and damaged it. So that was the first incident. The other incident, you know how the freeway is when you're on the main street and how you can go through the fence and end up going over, go all over the grass to get to the freeway. He crashed through all that.
Okay. I'm surprised they breathalyzed him.
Oh, they did.
Because that's the surprising part. Because that's a dink on the city, and then that's that's costing them money now.
But sometimes they do. Sometimes
it depends on who's seen
it.
Yeah, it might have been an audience, and they're like,
we gotta do it.
Under circumstances, sometimes they will, because when they give them a pass and they let them go, especially when it's being recorded, they get in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like, we know they're all a brotherhood.
Yeah,
fire department, police, they look out for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the police department, one thing I was looking at on the news, it was a older man. He retired from the fire department, Detroit Fire Department. He was saying how he was forced into retirement because he reported another incidents that were going on within the department with excessive drinking and people get behind the wheel of the car.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a norm. Again, that's what I'm saying. It's a norm for them. This is something that they used to doing.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, that could be said in so many different professions.
Maybe that's why they so hostile.
It's not just them. It's some of the stuff that they say. Because
they're not the police officer.
They're definitely not the only one. Because when I used to work at a nursing home, I remember one of our nurses.
She was a pill popper.
No, girl, no, she was drunk. She would come in drunk every day. This lady worked a night shift. This is the nurse that's taking care of your mother, your father, grandparents. Drunk every day. People knew it. I only found out because she ended up giving a patient the wrong medication that could have caused him to have a heart attack. And they had to monitor him through the night. So, of course, because of that, now word got around what was going on. And they were like, everybody knew. Nobody said anything, but
we
everybody
had a situation like that at my job. The guy hit night shift, drunk every night, and everybody knew, and we told, but management never really took any action. Even patients was complaining like, oh, he was different and blah, 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 blah. He was saying things he shouldn't say to a patient. But
did y'all know? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
So I know you might got something else, but is that it? Oh no. Did you hear about that mom that was dropping a little boy off at the park to leave him? And then she drugged him. He was holding on to the car because she was leaving him, and she killed him and then threw his body in the river.
Oh no, I didn't.
Was that at?
I can't remember what.
I don't want to hear that.
When I saw that, they was like he was clutching onto the car because she must have detailed to them what happened because she turned herself in the next day.
Oh my gosh,
he was so cute too. That's the only reason I ended up looking at the story. He was a cute little boy with glasses.
No,
that's sick.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I can only imagine what he went through before this.
Yeah, maybe.
Did she say why she was leaving him? Out of all the places to leave him,
at a park,
you could have left him at a house anywhere.
That's what my mom said. I don't. She could have just took him to family.
Like why?
She could have just took him to family.
You gonna leave him at a park? Like I don't understand.
But they're charging her, and see, she got a new boyfriend. I think it was. So that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, maybe she got a dude in the picture. You know how I go. Women get silly.
You better accept the package deal.
Okay, but you still could have left him somewhere. Or maybe did the boyfriend do something? Was you trying to protect him? I don't understand. I don't get the point of leaving.
They didn't go into detail, but they did say they were going to charge the boyfriend. I think he must have helped her get rid of dispose of. No,
they killed that boy before they took him to the park. Did they see her dragging him?
No, but why would you say all of that? I wouldn't say that I drugged my child
because it don't. She could have been protecting him. She right
because it don't make sense. Why would you take him to a park and leave him? And then
he might have already been dead.
He could have been dead.
But they'll probably do, if he was drugged, it's they'll be able to see all of the wounds.
They probably did drug him, beat him, did something to him and trying to cover it up. That's what I think.
Either way, they're going to jail.
I hope so.
For life.
And I hope somebody dragged them and throw them in the river.
Okay, what else you got?
Don't be laughing at me.
I almost forgot what we was about to talk about after that. So I guess we can get into prenups.
Okay.
Medea say don't sign no prenup. Medea say don't sign no prenup.
Medea's a good granny. We not listening to Medea.
Well, I like Medea. Don't come for Medea like that. Don't do that.
Medea's not real.
I know. But I like
character is a thug.
I like thugs.
Okay, so what made me I thought about prenups a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember why it popped in my head. But then I was telling Jenny J that I was watching Atlanta Housewives. I never watched that type of stuff. Chris, I don't watch. It's trash TV.
I do.
I don't do that.
I love all ratchet TV.
But I have it to be.
So I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I just want our producer to know all I see on this screen is booties twerking.
Hey. That's Megan.
That's all I've been seeing the whole
Megan Thee Stallion and the baby.
That Megan twerk.
Yeah.
While we work, I'm just telling you.
You know you crazy.
But so on this episode, Kenya is getting a divorce from her husband. Mm-hmm. she's delusional. She felt like that they weren't, but he filed the paperwork and he's asking for alimony. And I was like, y'all didn't have a prenup? Like, both of y'all have something to lose. So why wouldn't you protect yourself? And you're older. I can see when you young and sunshine and moonbeams and we in love and we ain't gonna never leave. But at 40 something, let's be serious.
Kobe Bryant.
I thought he had more money than
did
her,
too.
so maybe she thought that she would benefit not signing the not bringing it.
Or she might have figured that because they both have their money that it wouldn't be an issue. Because sometimes if we both, make around the same, there's not going to be any alimony. We're making the same. We'll both be good. It'd probably just be child support.
So that was my other thought. He's trying to get ahead of the child support game. Because the alimony, he'll be like, well, you pay me alimony, and he's going to have to pay child support. So it's going to even out. Yeah. So let's not just do it.
But I don't know, because I thought he made way more money.
I thought he was some type of a businessman, restaurant guy.
I thought he had some money. I'm not sure.
Well, people front and stunt and lie.
See, but no, when you get married, someone like her too, she has so much more to lose. You have to check into that. First off, before you get married, check the marriage license. Make sure he hasn't been married before or is not still married. That's something I've seemed to notice that people don't do. Make sure that they are divorced, or Find out what's going on.
That happened to.
Dude,
like legit.
It happens more often than people realize.
They had a whole ceremony. Did the marriage license. He got sick and died. And it came out he was still married to the first wife. And she got nothing.
I'd be pissed. I can't even kill your ass because you dead. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. But so what do y'all think? Prenup or no?
I'm all for prenups. I don't see anything wrong with them. Like at first, when I used to hear about prenups, I wasn't really feeling it because I'm like, that's like you're saying that my marriage is going to end. Like you're planning for your marriage to end. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think it was a good idea. But the older I've gotten, the more I've learned about prenups. I'm like, prenups are a very good idea because they protect your assets. And the thing is, most times when you're doing a prenup, you guys are on good terms. You're cool. The relationship is great. So you're going to be fair. You're not going for blood.
Right.
So you'll make sure everything is
amicable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's no problems then. Even you could, because see, the thing is, people don't realize when it comes to prenups, you can put in as far as what you want to do as far as child care, child support, visitation, custody. You can put so many different things.
If you cheat, I give X amount of dollars.
You can put a lot of stuff in
Let me
there.
get you.
And I didn't really realize that because when I was reading up on it about you could put in with the parenting times and all that stuff, the custody agreements and everything in there prior to.
Yep, you can. And I think it's a good idea because the thing is, when you have a child and you're on good terms, then you are focused on family. You're focused on what's best for your child. But when you're fighting, you're going through a nasty divorce, somebody that cheated. Oh, you going for blood.
Yeah. But what if, now, say if we didn't have kids before we got married.
Okay.
Then we got married and we had our kids. I didn't know what type of parent you was because we didn't have any. But now that we married, you're not that good of a parent. And I don't know if you should have all that time with my kid or whatever.
But if they not all that good of a parent, maybe they don't want to have all the time that you.
But what if they do just to get back at you?
Well, you could do. I'm assuming you can put it in there because if they can put in there if you gain more than this much weight or this and that, then you can probably put in there when we have children. This will be the custody agreement if the marriage dissolves afterward.
Yeah, I have seen that before too, where this guy said if you gain more than 20 pounds, like that's so ignorant.
No, that's superficial.
Very.
Because what if I get sick? What if I got a thyroid issue?
Obviously,
if 20 pounds make you not want to be with me or then you were with. I'm gonna have to second I'm gonna have to look at this marriage.
I mean, but if
together,
they
like,
signed it, it was already like that anyway. She understands that he's with her for her looks, and he understands that she's with him for his money. So that's their agreement.
like, are you
And
trying
they're
to
okay
help me
with that.
lose this 20? I don't understand.
Yeah. But and then they were saying like you should revisit a prenup like every 5 years, and update them.
I think a marriage should be like that. I think you should be able to
Upgrade every 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should be able to decide if you want to
Hold
still
on.
be married.
Let me adjust, sister-in-law. Let me adjust my glasses.
I have a good marriage, but I'm just saying. I just think because people get into these situations, and it's so hard to get out. It's hard. So
That's what
just
they
saying.
have divorce for.
I know, but it's costly.
So yeah, do a prenup.
I'm not getting a divorce.
Do a prenup before.
We know you're not. You're not allowed to.
And
Stuck
divorces
with us.
aren't costly. They don't cost that much, especially like for us. It's not like we got millions of dollars in assets and we got to hire.
So you got to speak
One
one
day,
day.
right,
I got.
But I'm
wealth
just
now.
saying,
I don't know
at
what
this
you're
point in our life,
One
it's not
day.
like we have all of that.
No, we're not loaded like that.
But
I'm
even
loaded,
still,
girl.
I think about that, like, because I'm older and I have assets that I want to protect. So, shoot, I don't want you getting half of my 401k.
Yeah. But again, those are things we can put into the prenup.
Yeah.
But if you don't get a divorce, which you're not, so wouldn't it be okay? Because it'd be
What you
for
mean?
y'all, you know.
Oh, no, that's cool if we still married. But if we get a divorce and you come for my 401k, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, we're going to have issues.
Because the problem is so many people get married for the wrong reason. Some people get married because the person they're with is financially stable.
Yeah.
And
I
they
had
have
some
what they need.
coworkers.
And that go both ways. That's not
Of the
just
other
for
race.
women.
I have some
That's for
coworkers.
men or women.
Of the other race. And they basically said, do not marry for love. You marry for security. And I said, oh.
Are
okay.
they cultures as arranged marriages, though?
No. They just Caucasian.
Oh.
A lot of them marry for security. Like,
yeah.
if you're not treating me bad and I could tolerate, like, they say, like, you can grow to love somebody.
Which is understandable.
Like, so a lot of them marry for security, not for love.
No, most women marry for security.
No.
I would think I want security.
I want both. I want to actually love the person I'm with. And then, of course, you want that person, you want to be comfortable. I want to bring what I have into our marriage, bring what you have, and whatever we don't have, we build together. Because we can both be comfortable, but we can always do better. But we need to do it as a couple.
But with that comfort, with both of y'all being comfort, you still marrying because he's secure.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it.
Exactly. We all marry for security.
Yeah, but I want to love you too. I'm not about to marry you and I don't love you.
I mean, you can love anybody. You ain't got to be in love with them.
No.
That's probably what the women say. I mean, that's probably what they say.
Basically, what they told me, fall in love with you. Basically, what they told me, like, the guy, he's a good guy. They don't treat me bad, you know. Like, I guess they can grow to, they might not be in love walking in, but they got a lot of money.
I think a lot
so
of
they
people
don't
marry
mind, you know, getting married for that reason.
And those marriages probably last longer.
Like, you do you
yeah, because you're dependent on that person.
No, but I'm saying because they're not really. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm not saying. I'm saying eventually,
but
they don't love them
because I need you.
No,
that's basically what you're saying.
That's not what you're saying.
No.
That's
what it sounded like.
They're secure. They can help take care of them. So if I can't work,
so I need what you can work.
But it go both ways because everybody working a marriage now. So
yeah,
it ain't
like they working, and I'm not saying
dudes ain't marrying bums. They don't want no chick that's sitting at home that's not bringing nothing in.
And I'm not saying the lady is not.
You got a lot of men that are secure, financially secure. I mean, got
no,
money,
don't get me wrong.
And they will marry women who are not on the same page as them, and they want some of them. They want them to stay home.
Don't get me wrong. Because
they want the control, the power, and the control.
The women that told me these are the women that have careers, they have money. But I was just trying to figure out, like, we making the same amount, or
They
you know,
husbands.
and I'm trying to figure out how you doing it. And they basically and this is what they told me. And not saying that they don't love their husband, they grew to love them, but they wasn't in like dire
And they
love when they got
husbands might
married.
not have been in love with them, but they saw that they were a good partnership.
And
we
now
can
that I
build
talk to
on
women,
that.
a lot of women do marry for security. Like they looking at your bank account before they looking at your heart. Like, are we in love?
Well, now
like,
you gotta have a good heart.
Like, I mean, a good heart,
that.
but like, am I in love with you? Are we in love? Like,
am I
maybe you just a good person,
or am I in need of what you can offer me? Because that's all I really hear.
No, because
that's not what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing.
Because if I'm working, I'm doing good on my own.
Because
anyway.
then again,
we just complimenting each
other.
The
man might want somebody. Okay, she could cook. She got my clothes ready when I go to work, and they like X, Y, and Z. They might not want her to work. They might okay with providing, you know, the security, long as you raising the kids and cooking and cleaning and making sure my needs are met.
Everybody wants security at the end of the day, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I never disagree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, especially at this age, one thing you do look at is, does this person work? What does this person do? I mean, those things are important. If you just sitting around doing nothing, as a man, I'm not paying you any attention. I'm not saying you got to be rich. But when you go from job to job, you can't never hold a job down, or, you know, stuff like that.
And then
those are things that we're looking at, because you're not consistent. You're not reliable
too.
But I'm good. I have what I need already. I can do it on my own. No. So again, like you said, we're complimenting each other.
Yeah.
But it's a difference when I'm marrying you only for that. I'm not marrying you because I love you.
I might like love you, but she might not be in love with you.
Right, that's
she might love you, but she might not be in love,
like head over heels.
Like, maybe I love you. You a good guy. We got a good connection going on. You know.
No, if I'm walking down the aisle with you, it got to be right.
And then a lot of times,
I want to marry my friend.
What I learned in my marriage is, y'all not always gonna like each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love each other. Y'all might not always be in love with each other. Yeah. Y'all,
I mean, you can fall out of love, but it's a difference.
It's
when
falling
you first get married, and it's like, well, I'll settle for you because I'll be comfortable. That's how I feel. I'll settle for you because I know I'll be comfortable. That's basically what you're saying.
Okay, so then I mean,
but then
if you feel like
don't
that,
get me
like
wrong.
Even with arranged marriage, they make sure the match it can provide for their daughter. They don't know each other.
But see, you're talking about something different.
But
we don't do arranged marriage,
right? No, but you arranging it for yourself.
We don't do arranged marriages. We get to pick and choose who we want to marry. We get to pick and choose who we want to fall in love with. The rest
we're
of
arranging
some
it
of
for
them,
ourselves.
Parents. Yeah, but it's a difference. I get to choose.
But I think sometimes you need to actually think it out. Okay, you're with this guy. Okay, he's secure. We got a good connection. I love him. I got love for him or whatever. Maybe we get married versus somebody who I potentially might be in love with, but he's constantly cheating on me. He's barely working.
But who's to say you got to settle? Again, that would still be settling. You settle for the liar and the cheater that you care about, that you think you love. You're still settling. I just because at the end of the day, you're never gonna be happy with that person that's taking you through all that stuff.
But you can be happy with the person that you secure with.
Possibly,
like
I can see it. I mean, I can see it. Like
you do it.
I'm saying,
that
like,
don't mean you're gonna be happy. That means you're going to be comfortable. That don't mean you're going to be happy. It's still a big difference.
Well, everybody don't require the same thing to be happy. So if security is gonna make them happy, then they happy.
Then more power to you. Just saying.
I'm just saying that's what that culture told me. That's all I'm saying. That's what they say in their culture. That's what they do. Some do marry because they are in love, but a lot of times they marry for security. They looking because I'm security like, how y'all dating these guys with these big, you know, executives and all of this type of stuff? And they told me how they find them.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you how they find
just
them, girl.
the same way they
I'ma
find
tell you,
basketball players and football players.
That's fine.
They're taught to go after them.
I'm gonna tell you how to go after them, girl. Understand?
Okay.
I mean, everybody want a man, with some money. Ain't nobody just look at you. People want a man with money. Men want to have money. They just do. Don't nobody aspire to be broke. Everybody out here trying to get money.
Some sorry, pitiful, good for nothing men and women who don't aspire for nothing other than to be some bums because they're not trying to do anything with their lives. They're living off of other people.
And that's why you get a prenup.
For real. Because you do. Anybody could pretend to be something more than what they are. You don't realize it till you get into the marriage or the relationship. And then you start to realize like, oh, this is not the person I thought it was.
Right.
Because if we together, we partners. If we not partners, good.
They can be partners. Why would you think they not partners?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I'm just saying how I feel.
So,
like for me, I'm with you. I'm married for love. Like we're love. Like I would have to. That's the only reason why I get married because I want to be in love.
You said you married for what?
Love.
Security.
What? You married for love?
Yeah, because I was in love. That's when I got married.
I know. Okay.
But you thought I was
for love, but she married for love. I know you did. You ain't married just for security. You married because you love.
I never
his
said I did.
Because you loved his stinking butt.
And everybody who knows me already know this. I'm just telling you what
I already knew
what the other people were saying. And I could see their point of view. I see it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because a lot of stuff in our culture don't make sense to them at all.
Why y'all marrying broke people?
Right. Like they don't get it. They looking at us
why y'all struggling?
I love him.
But you got some couples that's not rich and they do okay.
Well, we ain't talking
and they're happy
rich.
though. You know what I'm saying? They're happy.
I think you have to do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because some people can be in a relationship for 20 years and not be married, and they be happy. And then as soon as they say I do, my uncle gone. Everybody they can't be together as soon as they get married. But they not long as they
that makes you want to really reevaluate that. How can we be together 20 years, but suddenly when we get married 6 months later, it's a problem?
And that happens.
It happens all the time.
That happens a lot.
It happens all the time.
Because that made me feel like you just didn't want to marry me.
You
didn't want to get married. Because there's no reason we together 20 years and then we break up when we
Because I think when people say I do, people change. Mm-hmm. They think once you got that title, wife, husband, it's a whole different ball game. I'm not saying in all situations, but I think that's what happens in those situations.
But hey, some people change after you get into a relationship. They wine and dine you. They get you. Y'all in the bed. Y'all slept together. Then all of a sudden you see a whole nother person 6 months later. You know what I'm saying? People do change because a lot of times when people come into relationships, people are not very honest. Like, I hate to say it like that, but people are not very honest. They don't always show you who they really are.
And then a lot of times people have to realize if we're not going to be the same people as when I was 20, as I'm growing, we're constantly evolving. We're going to change. I'm not going to be that same person that you fell in love with. So,
but who
you got to keep falling in love with me.
You do grow and you do change, and sometimes you do fall out of love because you aren't the same person. But I think one of the biggest things is we start to get to know the real them sometimes too, because we're dating for a few months. You're not showing me who you are.
I am.
But no, some people do. A lot of people don't.
I want pretend you to know exactly what you getting into when you dating me.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Yeah. But a lot of people are on their best behavior. They're trying to be the best version of themselves to get you. Then once they've gotten you, then you start to see a little bit more of them, a little bit more. You could be married 20 years and truth be told, you don't know who you're married to.
That's true.
Not like you think you do. Or you can be around say like not your husband, but somebody could be around husband, been together 15 years, and you still never see the side of him that his brothers see when they're hanging together. Totally different person.
You trying to tell me something, Swing?
Girl, you know how my brother is.
Okay, ladies, so let's hit the next topic.
Next.
What's too soon to move in? And I guess all of this stuff ties in together.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I guess don't move in the first month.
First month, girl, people move in the first day.
Don't let people just move in with you. Like all of a sudden y'all talking and all of a sudden all they stuff there. Don't let people do that. Pack their bag up and give it to them.
Girl,
take them home. Like, nah, bro.
Wait, she's packed the bag. Yes. They brought the bag the first day.
You gotta be like, oh, you left this here. Take it, drop it off. Like, don't let people move in with you.
But you know how they do it. What do you leave first? Like, let me leave this shirt. Let me leave the toothbrush.
Or they leave stuff and you go look like, dang, how did I get? You don't even know that is left.
Right.
Like, how did I end up under the bed?
Right. And then go to their house. See if they got a house. Why we always at my house? Let's go to your house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my house dirty. Let's clean up.
Right.
I ain't cleaning
Make
up.
sure ain't no woman over there.
No, I help you clean up.
I don't like always being at my house either.
No, let's go.
Because I started getting suspicious. Like, hold on, why we always at my house? We ain't never talk. Who over at your house?
Let me see. I want to know how you live. What you doing? I want to see.
Yep. But people do. People will meet you. It'll be 2 days later. You done came over to the house. Y'all done slept together. And the person just never left.
They be okay soon with that. But both of them okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, but I have an issue with
to each his own.
No, yeah, girl, but I have an issue with it when it's children living there. Yeah. You shouldn't move anybody in too fast. I
tell people all the time, just because you're dating someone or whatever, do not mean they need to meet your children or have access to your children. Now, I had 2 children before I got married, and my husband is the only man that they ever seen me around. Besides their father, like they seen them, but they never been around nobody I was dating before, talking to. They can't give you one name, nobody, because they don't need to see that. They don't need to know all that. What for? They're not going to be irrelevant in their lives. Yeah. So no point of making them connections and sever them. You know.
Yes.
You don't know people. Don't put people around your kids.
I agree.
That's all I got to say about that one.
What else you got, Chris? That was a short one.
No, that was the second one and the only other one. Y'all better come up with something.
Well, welcome back. We didn't say welcome back to you.
Thank you. I feel good to be back. I've been in the house with the baby, so it feels good to actually come out and see some adults. I talk baby talk.
Right.
I'm hot right now, so
having them hot flashes.
Girl, yeah. Hormones coming back from having that baby. That's what's going on. I don't know about a hot flash, but I think I'm too young for hot flashes just yet. Yeah.
You can start in your 30s.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying you can.
No, but I'm telling you, I'm not.
We don't know that.
I'm laying now.
I was disappointed. I'm not. I just went to the doctor. She was like, everything's good. All your hormones are good. So that means I'm not going into menopause.
You wanted to go?
Yeah.
Why?
To get it over with.
No.
Not planning on having any babies, so who wants to? I don't want to get too graphic. But who want to keep seeing the monthly? I want monthly.
I'm just gonna let you know. Well, I have somebody who I know that's close. They in their 50s and they still haven't went through it.
I know my doctor.
Like everybody don't.
My one doctor, because I got a new one. He did say he was like, "You're probably going to be in your 50s when I start." I was like, "What?"
As long as
that means you could get knocked up, right?
Yeah. You see Janet Jackson, girl. She got with that billionaire.
Okay, but she got Janet Jackson money.
She got billionaire money.
Right, I don't have that.
She hurried up and right. You know they have nannies.
I can't afford nannies. Well, we never know.
I'm good. Y'all lost me as soon as we start talking about having kids.
You gonna have one more.
Girl, I'll smack you. Don't play with me like that. I'm been done with children.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what else.
I think I'm done too.
Done with kids. Oh, are you? I remember I asked you.
I think so. I think we're done.
Okay.
I think.
You think?
I think.
She gonna be like, guess what, y'all?
Didn't he say one more?
What?
I don't know why I thought he said one more. I'm trying to double.
He tried to say one more, but I think he's done. I think we're done.
After that little one, we won't say any names.
What, the second?
Oh yeah.
The fourth?
She's number 4.
Yeah, she's the
that's
fourth.
A pistol right there. That's my baby, but ooh.
And you got a right in the middle baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some kids be like, I'm sort of in the middle, but she's right in the middle.
Yeah, and she's busy herself.
The middle babies be something else. Middle kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got too much to do.
I'm sorry, I did have a couple.
I know you did.
It was in the other phone.
I know you did.
So
you always have something to talk about.
7 police shootings by February. Let's see, a shooting which was on the 23rd of February on Southfield Freeway, and it was a shooting on 96. I think they were just days apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this stuff is crazy.
So many shootings happen on the freeways now that I'm not even surprised when they say it was a shooting on the freeway or somebody shot on the freeway. It's like it's the new normal here.
Yeah, but what's going on when y'all shoot? It's bad enough you do drive-bys and just shooting at, people everywhere. But now we on the freeways and you have to worry about it. Don't get me wrong. It's been happening for years, but not to this degree. Because I had a friend I went to high school with. I know we were in our early 20s. He was shot and killed on the Southfield Freeway in his car coming from a club. People followed him and his friend and shot into their car and killed them. So it's been happening, but not to this point where every time you look at the news, somebody is shooting.
It's road rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We have to check the road rage.
Yeah, and then you gotta remember we coming up off of we still in the pandemic, but people been locked in and all types of mental health things came out.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to have road rage really
I still
really bad. Like, I'm one of the people that will talk to you through the mirror. Sure, I might even throw something. I used to be. I rebuked that. I used to be. Like, I used to be one of those people like, oh, you ride my butt. Like, I used to be like this. And then
you one day throw items out your car?
Allegedly. But not anymore. It's been a long, long time. My husband had to check me. He told me not to do that.
Yeah, you asking to get hurt.
I know, but I was young. Y'all ain't never had it.
I have never thrown anything at anyone.
Well, in my former life, I had road rage really bad. I learned to check myself. So this was fun, y'all. I really enjoyed being back. So, Krista, she got more road rage than me. I learned from her.
I don't.
She is not innocent. Please.
Who said that? I never proclaimed to be innocent because that would be a lie.
Because you got a lot
But I've never thrown. Okay, let me say this. I've never thrown anything at a person from a moving car.
This guy threw a coffee. This guy threw a coffee cup at my head. He threw a coffee cup at the back of my windshield before. And before I knew it, I was throwing the car in reverse. And I had to catch myself. I was about to back my car up into his car.
I think that's gonna be a good next topic.
Road rage.
Road rage, and if you throwing
he
stuff.
He threw a coffee cup. He threw coffee cream all over my windshield.
I'm not saying
we're gonna talk about.
And then he got out the car. I jumped out the car. The girl in the car was looking like she just had her head down. It was just crazy.
Look, no judge. I'm not gonna judge you. I almost ran my daughter's father over.
What? Okay, on that note, guys, I think we start wrapping it up.
People over. Incriminate
themselves, right?
I said almost.
All right, go do it.
Okay, ladies, it's looking about that time.
It's been fun. I'm happy to be back.
We're glad to see you back.
I'm glad.
We missed you. Although we had a full house the one week you weren't here.
I know.
so
I was so jealous.
You
I was
been.
looking. I was like, where?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's
It
good.
was.
We're gonna have to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a couple of topics coming up. I think we're gonna share with men how we really feel as women.
Okay.
And then I want to do one where the men come and say what they really want to say to women, but just don't ever say. Like, just put it out there. Be real. How do you really feel?
All right.
So we'll do that.
Yeah.
So with that, I guess we can wrap it up, guys.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next time.
Next
Jenny
time.
J.
Rosalind.
Crystal.
I gotta give me a stage name.
Make a move, make it. Forget the rest.
Are y'all feeling better?
You're rocking with the best radio station on the planet. SDM Live Unplugged.